For today's craft, you will need a pair of scissors, a black marker, a stapler, and a whole bunch of pieces of felt. Hello, bonjour, and tanse everyone, and welcome back to another virtual Sunday school. My name is Pearl, and today we have a wonderful story for you. Now you might notice that I'm wearing a Santa hat, and I know it's only November, but we only have a few more Sundays until Christmas. So today, after our story, we're going to be doing a little bit of a Christmas craft. So first, let's get into our story. A long time ago, the Hebrew people were afraid and sad. There was much fighting and trouble in the land. What will happen to us? The people cried. Will we have to leave our homes? Where will we live? Sometimes the people began to wonder if God had forgotten them, and they felt scared and lonely. Has God left us all alone? They whispered to each other. But God had not left the people alone. When the time was right, God gave a message to Jeremiah. Jeremiah, tell my people not to give up. Tell them I am near. I am sending someone special to you, someone who will share my love with everyone. Jeremiah was very happy to hear God's message. God is near. God has a plan. This is good news. So Jeremiah shouted out the good news to everyone. God is with us. God is near. When the people heard the message, they too were very happy. God is with us, they said to each other. The message was passed from one person to another. At first, it sounded like a whisper in the land. God is with us. God is near. But slowly, more and more people heard the good news, and the message became louder and louder. God is with us. God is near. Whenever they heard about the troubles in the land, or whenever they were scared or lonely, the people would remind each other of God's wonderful promise. God is with us. God is near. God's promise moved through the land. It helped the people not to be afraid because they knew that God was always with them. I liked that story a lot. I thought it was a really nice story. Sometimes you just have to remember that God is always with you, all around us. Who do you think God's going to send to help the people of Hebrew? I don't know. Maybe we'll learn about it as the weeks go on. Until then, though, I think we should go to the craft corner to see what our craft is all about. What do you think? Should we go? Yeah, let's go to the craft corner. Come on. Welcome back to the craft table, everyone. I am so excited to have you here with me today because today we are going to make an advent calendar. Do you know what an advent calendar is? An advent calendar is a little calendar that counts down to Christmas. And usually you can maybe cross off or open each day, and it'll be a little treat inside or a little message. So that's what we're going to make today, is a calendar that counts down to Christmas. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to draw a diamond on our first piece of felt. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be about the size of your hand, or maybe a little smaller or a little bigger depending on how big your hands are. But we just want to draw the shape of a diamond. And that's going to be our shape for all of the days of the month of December. So once you draw that shape, you can cut it out. And then we're going to use that shape to trace over a whole bunch of other shapes. So once you have that cut out, you can take it and place it somewhere else on your not on your paper, on your felt, and you'll take your marker again and trace it. And we're actually going to trace it 23 times. So that way we have 24 24 different little diamonds. And you can do this with a whole bunch of colors. I'm starting with red, but I also have a lot of purples just off to the side here. So you're going to do that 23 more times. Whew, and there we go. We should have 24 pieces of felt. And I have a few different colors here. This is like a very dark purple. This is a light purple, and that's red. And I would have used Christmas colors, but I only had a little bit of red and I didn't have any green, but that's okay. So once we have all of these diamonds, we're going to write numbers on them between 1 and 24. So you're going to take your black marker, and I guess it's going to be a little bit difficult on the ones that I made really dark, but I'll figure it out. So you're going to take your black marker and you're going to write numbers. And those numbers are just going to be on the top half of your diamond. So don't write them down here, write them up here. So we'll start with 1, and we'll go through all of the numbers up to 24 on all of our different pieces of felt. And there we go. So now we have a whole bunch of pieces of felt with numbers on them. And these were a little bit hard to write, and I bet you can't even see the numbers, but I can in person. So that's all that matters. So now that we have these pieces of felt, we are going to take some more felt, and they can be any color. I have a few extra pieces here, and we're going to make triangles out of them. So let's take, for example, our orange felt, and we can take a triangle or a diamond that we've made, and we're just going to trace the bottom part of it. So we're going to take our marker and we're going to leave this top part out, but we're going to trace the bottom half of it, just like so. And we should have a triangle that looks something like this. And when you cut that triangle out, and we're going to do this for all of them, but I'm just going to cut this triangle out to show you. When you cut this triangle out, you can put it over top of your diamond like this. And then we're going to take our stapler and we're going to staple the edges. Not all of the edges, but 2 out of 3. So we're going to staple this side, and we're going to staple this side. And now what we've created is a little pocket. And you can put something very small in there. And if you're worried about it falling out, you can add one more staple just at the top here so nothing can fall out. But now you have a little pocket. And we're going to do those for all 24 of our diamonds. All right, and now after all of that cutting and all of that stapling, you should have 24 little diamonds with little triangle pockets. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather all of those up, and we're going to put them somewhere. Now you can attach strings to them and hang them on the wall, or you can lay them out on your dresser, or maybe you'd like to put them on the refrigerator. These can go absolutely anywhere. I am going to hang them on the little bulletin board I have, but you can put them absolutely anywhere, and we're going to do that now. So I have a little bulletin board over here, and I'm going to take all of my little felt diamonds and I'm going to hang them up in order so that I have a little calendar. And to do that, I just have some little thumbtacks and I'm going to tack them on. And you can do this too, but make sure to ask your parents or an adult where you're allowed to put them, because you don't want to just start taping them up or tacking them up anywhere in the house. You want to make sure you have permission, because that's a nice thing to do. And we're just going to hang them up. And there we go. We have our wonderful advent calendar hung up on our bulletin board or our wall or our fridge or wherever you wanted to hang it. And you can actually take little candies and put them in there. And once you have your little advent calendar attached to something or set where you want to set it, you can take little treats like Hershey's Kisses, or I have little chocolates, and you can put them in each one of your little pockets. And that way, each day you can have a little treat for all of the 24 days leading up to Christmas. And just like that, we have 24 beautiful chocolate candies in our wonderful homemade advent calendar. And you can see them all a little bit here. I had so much fun with you all reading that story and making our great advent calendars. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you next week. And remember, God loves you very much. And you should love yourself too. Bye-bye, everyone.